The Earldom of Chester was one of the most powerful earldoms in medieval England, extending principally over the counties of Cheshire and Flintshire. Since 1301 the title has generally been granted to heirs apparent to the English throne, and from the late 14th century it has been given only in conjunction with that of Prince of Wales. Honour of Chester and County Palatinate. The county of Cheshire was held by the powerful Earls of Chester from the late 11th century, and they held land all over England, comprising the Honour of Chester. By the late 12th century the Earls had established a position of power as quasi-princely rulers of Cheshire that led to the later establishment of the County Palatine of Chester and Flint. County Palatine. The earldom passed to the crown by escheat in 1237 on the death of John the Scot, Earl of Huntingdon, seventh and last of the Earls. William III de Forts, fourth Earl of Albemarle, claimed the earldom as husband of Christina, the senior co-heir, but the king persuaded them to quit claim the rights in 1241 in exchange for modest lands elsewhere. The other co-heiresses did likewise. It was annexed to the crown in 1246. King Henry III then passed the lordship of Chester, but not the title of Earl, to his son, the Lord Edward, in 1254, as King Edward I. This son in turn conferred the title and lands of the earldom on his son, Edward, the first English Prince of Wales. By that time, the Earldom of Chester consisted of two counties, Cheshire and Flintshire. The establishment of royal control of the Earldom of Chester made possible King Edward I's conquest of North Wales, and Chester played a vital part as a supply base during the Welsh Wars, so the separate organisation of a county palatine was preserved. This continued until the time of King Henry VIII. Since 1301, the Earldom of Chester has always been conferred on the Princes of Wales, briefly promoted to a principality in 1398 by King Richard II, who titled himself Prince of Chester. It was reduced to an earldom again in 1399 by King Henry IV. Whereas the sovereign's eldest son is born Duke of Cornwall, he must be made a created Earl of Chester. Prince Charles was created Earl of Chester on 26 July 1958, when he was also made Prince of Wales. The independent Palatinate jurisdiction of Chester survived until the time of King Henry VIII, when the earldom was brought more directly under the control of the Crown. The Palatinate courts of Great Sessions and Exchequer survived until the reforms of 1830. The importance of the County Palatinate of Chester is shown by the survival of Chester Herald in the College of Arms for some 600 years. The office, currently held by Timothy Hugh Stuart Duke, has anciently been nominally under the jurisdiction of Norroy, King of Arms. Revenues. In the year 1377, the revenues of the earldom were recorded as follows: County of Chester fee farm of City of Chester £22.241 ha. Escheated lands of said city £0.70. Rents of the manor of Dracklow and Roodheath £26.26. Farm of Mediwig £21.60. Profits of Mara and Modron £34.09. Profits of Shotwig Manor and Park £23.19. Mills upon River Dee £11.00. Annual profits of Fordham Manor £48.00. Profits of Macclesfield £106.18. Farm of Macclesfield Borough £16.13. Profits of the Forest of Macclesfield £85.12.11 Profits of Escheator of Chester £24.19. Profits of the Sheriff of said county £43.12.3. Profits of the Chamberlain of County £55.14.0. County of Flint yearly value of Elo £20.80. Farm of the town of Flint £33.19.4. Farm of Caerau £7.24, Castle of Ruthlum £5.1210, Rents and profits of Moston £7.00, Rents and profits of Coleshall £54.16, Rents of Ruthlum Town £44.17.6, Lands of Englefield £23.10, Profits of Wavell £5.90, Profits of the Office of Escheator £6.11.9, Mines of coal and wood within Manor of Moston £0.10, Office of the Sheriff in Rents and Casualties £120.00, Mines and profits of the Fairs of Northope £3.92, Casualties was lastly minus £37.08. Total income was £418.123 from Cheshire and £181.60 from Flintshire. List of the Earls of Chester. First creation Gerbord the Fleming, 1st Earl of Chester. Second creation 1071 to 1101 Hugh Davranches, 1st Earl of Chester. 1101 to 1120 Richard Davranches, 2nd Earl of Chester. 1120 to 1129 Ranulph le Mechine, 3rd Earl of Chester. 1129 to 1153 Ranulph de Gernan, 4th Earl of Chester. 1153 to 1181 Hugh de Cavelic, 5th Earl of Chester. 1181 to 1232 Ranulph de Blondeville, 6th Earl of Chester. 1232 to 1232 Matilda of Chester, Countess of Chester su Jury. 1232 to 1237 John of Scotland, 7th Earl of Chester. Third creation Edward, Lord of Chester, but without the title of Earl. Fourth creation Simon de Montfort, 6th Earl of Leicester, 1st Earl of Chester. Fifth creation Edward of Carnarvon, Earl of Chester. Sixth creation Edward Plantagenet, Earl of Chester. Thereafter, the Earldom of Chester was created in conjunction with the Principality of Wales. See Prince of Wales for further Earls of Chester. Other associations. Earl of Chester was one of the GWR 3031 class locomotives that were built for and run on the Great Western Railway between 1891 and 1915.